So, I got arbitrarily banned from both the server and game. I don't know why, it just suddenly happened, so, yeah. However, I was invited before the ban to another D&D server that suited my time zone. And I managed to get into the session, and we're all good. Hopefully I won't get randomly banned this time. So I proceeded to make a new character. Sorry about that, Kronos, maybe next time. Before we embark on our new journey. At a young age, he was left abandoned, with no memory, within a mysterious forest, later discovered by an elven druid who had taken him in where no one else could. Educated within the ways of nature, in addition to also gaining fascination into the unknown aspects of nature, was cut short by a disease that had befallen on the elven druid, leaving him to learn the rest on a journey alone. He had initially desired to become the druid just like the elf who had raised him. However, due to what he was born with, he could not. Instead, he decided to pursue the path of a warlock under the pact of an archfey, as the Feywild is known to be a natural ally of the druids. Donning some leather armor, some robes, and a wooden mask, he proceeded to embark on his journey, not only to further his understanding of nature, but to also act as a guardian of nature as well. In a village located in a large desert, he had met a centaur in a marketplace, shopping for various camping goods. Upon introduction and exchange of conversation, he was informed that she and her party were hired by a giant of the cloud variety to go and slay a dragon, a powerful one at that. In fact, the desert they were standing on was once a forest, now reduced to a desert because of the dragon's wrath. After hearing the whole story, he decided to ask if he could join the party and aid to slay this dragon, given the fact that this dragon has caused so much destruction on an environmental level that is a detriment to the balance in nature in general. She had accepted his proposition so long as he doesn't slow them down, to which he had proceeded to thank her before traveling with her to their camp. Upon arrival, he had met the other members of the party: Rue, whom he had met at the marketplace, the centaur, who was shopping around for camping goods, Dr. Boom, an artificer goblin, Trio, a halfling barbarian, Melaine, a ranger tiefling, and Dornick, a minotaur druid. In addition, a desert guide hired by the party, Miranda. After introductions were in order, he was given a cup of water to drink as initiation into the group, before he proceeded to spit out all the water, pretending that he was choking on it because he cannot drink due to what he was born with. Then the party proceeded to undergo a long rest, and while doing so, Mu undergoes a meditative stance before going to sleep. Before the entire party make their way through the desert. During their travels, the group encounters a flock of vultures flying above their heads. Initially, the group, or well, most of them, had desired to shoot down all the vultures in order to draw less attention to themselves, as there was many enough to basically act as a beacon of their location. However, Mu had decided to utilize his eldritch invocation of beast speech to communicate with them. Of course, he attempted to tell them that there was more food elsewhere, but surprisingly, they were intelligent enough to see through that lie pretty easily. So, the majority of the group decided to shoot at the vultures, killing one of them in the process, while the rest of the vultures had made their retreat. After the encounter, the group encounters a sandstorm. Shortly, they set up a tent and refuged inside of it, trying to endure out the storm. And then Moo was offered some more water again, which he proceeds to do the same thing as before. Then assumes his meditative stance once more to a long rest. Of course, given the amount of strange actions Moo has been displaying in front of his party members, some of them started to talk about him behind his back, or in whispers. Afterwards, the group proceeded to travel through the scorching desert, with some navigational arguments from the majority of the group, except for Moo. Shortly arriving at an oasis, however, they were suddenly ambushed by a horde of undead. Moo was casting spells in addition to using his mystical rapier, however suffering some injury in the process that was shortly healed by other people. Milena was shooting at the myriad of undead that swarmed the group, in addition to also receiving some shots from skeletal archers in the process. Dr. Boom was casting down various alchemical weapons, while Dornick and Trio were left to cut down the several hordes in their way, until victory finally came to reality. However, the group had suffered a tragic loss. FYI, the player Faru got kicked out of the game and server for being toxic to the DM about various arguments in regards to what's realistic and whatnot. So then her stuff was left for the taking.